Injury on the battlefield, something all militaries know how to deal with. But sometimes the damage is so life-threatening, it can't be dealt with in theatre. This is RFA Argus, the UK Armed Forces hospital ship. The aim of this exercise is to get a casualty from land out to sea for life-saving treatment. With around 100 hospital beds on board, she acts as a floating medical facility during times of crisis or war.
Other than the United States, there's no other country that can bring that medical capability to an operational theatre like Argus can. There is no other ship that can bring this amount of medical support in a dedicated facility and bring with it its own air wing to provide the maritime lift. Routinely, we operate with the Army, the Air Force, the Marines, the Navy, and as well the Royal Fleet Auxiliary, albeit as part of the Navy.
It's the first time this medical scenario has been tested from beginning to end with tri-service involvement. Before reaching RFA Argus, the patient is taken to a Role 1 medical facility.
So our role here as part of a Role 1 facility is to be able to stabilise the casualty for further movement on. So the way the exercise worked is we had one of our medics was embedded with the QRF actually on the ground who did the first point of treatment, and then after they were then transported here to our Role 1 facility, we were then able to stabilise the casualty from there. Injury sustained on this one was a blast injury as a result of a strafing run. So we were able to deal with any catastrophic bleeds, secure the airway, do a breathing assessment, get venous access, and then from there run through any pain administration that we could do at this point before packaging them and moving them onto the commandos.
The handover is crucial.
You need to get through the doors, it's that we're saving your life or limbs. As soon as we're aware that a patient needs to come into the facility, we're already thinking of getting them out of the facility, again because the pinch point is the surgical operating table, and if we're keeping people for prolonged periods, it means that somebody else might not be able to receive the care that they need.
There's two ways to get the patient to RFA Argus for surgery, by boat or by helicopter. The ship's company includes a 50-strong medical team. For the stretcher bearers, this is their secondary job on board. Their main role is part of the Royal Marines band.
This is 20-year-old Will.
Following an assessment and CT scan, it's a night in intensive care for this soldier. And in the scenario where the ship doesn't have enough blood, they rely on the ship's company to donate.
Emergency blood donation panel at a muster in the hospital management cell.
It's the next day and time for surgery.
The patient came to us in a Commando 4 surgical group with a broken pelvis. They packed it internally, so they wanted us to relook at 24 to 48 hours. So for the purposes of this exercise, we fast forwarded in time to Friday morning. We've gone in, had a look, taken the packs out, checked it's not bleeding, checked there's no other damage, and sewed him closed. And that should probably only take about half an hour.
It's decided the patient needs to be taken back to the UK.
I bring the knowledge of the air piece, if you like. So the Navy team, they know exactly what they're doing here, but having that expertise to get somebody safely back to shore, then back to the UK, is a little bit complicated. We're working together to figure out the best way to do that. So it's slightly unique to have a RAF officer doing this role. It's normally done by the medical advisor on Navy ships, but my role within the task group is to coordinate all of the patient moves between all of the ships if we have a patient that needs to get back to the UK. Having that accurate communication back with AECC, so that's the Aeromedical Evacuation Control Cell back at Bryce Norton, is really key. So communication has been quite complicated.
The patient is taken back to shore, where the exercise started, RAF Akrotiri. This is where the RAF Critical Care Air Support Team would come in to take the soldier back to the UK.
The exercise just proves that this is a really successful machine and that we're all small cogs, but we play a big part in making sure that a patient gets injured but that they get home safely and that they're still alive. I think that provides confidence for the guys stepping out on the ground. They can walk around this facility knowing that we will literally do everything we possibly can to save their lives.
These skills could be applied in a range of real-world scenarios, from warfighting to disaster relief. Sophie Kakoyanis, Forces News, Cyprus. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.